Have you ever had horrible creative block and found yourself desperately searching for fresh new ideas? However, when you browsed the work of other photographers, you felt an incredible lack of imagination and started to question the quality of your own work? Maybe you saw an idea that you thought was genius and decided to try it yourself, but you ended up getting in trouble for copying, or you just felt plain old bad about yourself because you weren't creative enough to think of it first. Any way you look at it, finding inspiration by looking at other photographers' work is never a good idea.
My name is Julie McGann, and I'm a wish-granting digital artist who captures the imagination of little dreamers worldwide so that I could give them the dream pet they've always wanted.
In the beginning, I struggled to come up with original ideas. After doing a lot of soul searching, I discovered that by looking at the work of other photographers, I was actually suppressing my own imagination and confidence as a photographer. I want to share with you some ways that I've found inspiration, gained back my confidence as an artist, and developed my own unique style of photography. Now, I'm sure you're probably aware of everything I'm about to tell you, but I know when I'm suffering from creative block, sometimes it's hard to remember what to do next, because your brain is so frustrated and shut down. That's why I'm here, to help you smash that creative block and start thinking outside the box. My ultimate favorite place to look for inspiration is in the children's section of the library. I could hang out here all day. You could recreate children's stories. Little ones love what they read in books and often wish the stories were real. Sure, you can create Disney princess portraits, but they have been done so many times before. Why not choose a unique story that's never been done before? The library has an endless selection of children's books. One little girl's absolute favorite story was Red Knit Cap Girl to the Rescue by Neko Soup. Try saying that title 5 times fast. She loved the part when Red Knit Cap Girl and White Bunny flew to rescue Polar Bear Cub. She wanted to fly just like them, so I made it happen for her in this picture. This is not a very well-known story, but the idea of it was absolutely adorable, and she was so incredibly happy that I made her fly. Another idea is to take a child's favorite story and create a spin-off portrait based on some ideas from the book, but not an exact recreation of that story. Take one aspect you love about the story and then create something new with it. How about a spin-off of Fancy Nancy? My daughter absolutely adores Fancy Nancy. She truly wished she could be Fancy Nancy. So, to change the story slightly, I asked her what her favorite animal was, and it just happens to be a giraffe. She really wanted to have a pet baby giraffe that she could walk on a leash. The picture idea was born. What would Fancy Nancy look like if she had a pet baby giraffe that she walked on a leash? She would look like this. Sometimes one character in a story will allow your imagination to travel somewhere wonderful. Children's books are filled with endless amounts of colorful, whimsical, and imaginative illustrations. Sometimes just browsing through the illustrations alone will spark something unique and wonderful for you to create. It may not be exactly what you saw, but it will help your imagination grow. One day, I was looking at Goodnight Moon and the Tale of Benjamin Bunny with my youngest daughter. I started to wonder what it might look like if the Goodnight Moon bunny lived in Beatrix Potterland and the baby bunny was a real baby. Sometimes your strangest ideas will turn out to be your best ones. Don't be afraid to try. When I first made this, I called it my creepy bunny picture. I wasn't sure I liked it at all. But like my wise older daughter told me, sometimes the pictures you think are way too different and strange are the ones that people love the most. And she was right, because I got a lot of positive feedback on this picture. Kids, so full of wisdom. Libraries really are an excellent place to spark your imagination. There are so many books, the possibilities are endless. What if you wanted to create a folktale portrait, but you weren't sure which folktale to choose? You could get stacks of books to help you research your ideas. I just happened to choose the Three Little Pigs, but I wondered how it would look if the pigs were girls and the wolf was actually their dog. But what if you don't feel like visiting your library? You can also find illustrations to browse through on Etsy, Pinterest, DeviantArt, and a plain old Google search. Illustrations really help you open your mind to new possibilities. A great example of this would be the portrait I made for Mindy Thomas from the Absolutely Mindy show on SiriusXM's Kids Place Live. She always asks the kids would you rather questions, and they are always super crazy and very weird. I just love her. For example, one time she asked the kids, would you rather shoot chocolate chips out of your belly button or toot rainbows? Now that is not something you visualize every day. So my would you rather picture for her had to be good. I browsed so many illustrations for inspiration. It was hard for me to think of how I was going to make my cutesy portrait for an adult and have it not look weird. But these two images sealed the deal. A wolf playing on the monkey bars and a roller skating elephant. I added my own cute style to the idea, so my would you rather question to her ended up being, would you rather play on the monkey bars with a wolf wearing a blue sparkly dress or go roller skating with a purple polka dotted elephant? Mindy chose the elephant. I was secretly hoping she would choose that one because I could totally see her with a purple elephant. You can even look at children's illustrations. My daughter once drew this beautiful picture of a heart tiger. She told me she wished that she could visit him in the land of hearts to hear him sing the most beautiful songs. There would be heart leaves, heart ducks, heart flowers, and even heart bubbles. Well, you know I just had to make a picture of that. Magazines can inspire you. I'm not talking about the photography, because we want to stay away from using other photographers' idea. But what about the ads? I haven't created any pictures based on ads, but they do continuously inspire me to dream. I have always thought that whoever created this Little Smokies ad should be my best friend. I think we were separated at birth. Let's talk about music. I always edit in silence because I feel like music changes my thoughts and feelings. I want my thoughts to stay put until I can get them out in Photoshop. However, one day I was suffering from horrible creative block. So we happened to be in the car, and I was teasing my teenage son about his music taste. He loves EDM music. Personally, I think it sounds like elevator music, but he can love whatever he wants. So he played a song for me in the car. In the first 30 seconds of hearing that song, I came up with the most brilliant children's book idea that I am currently trying to get published. I always listen to this one song in the car now when I need inspiration. You should try it too. Here's a small sampling of it. It's called My Friend by Tristan. I have no idea why this song is so great for my brain, but I get so excited about ideas when I listen to this. You know what, though? The ones who are filled with endless imaginative ideas are the children themselves. If you're stuck and in need of some help, Just find a child and ask them. Most of the time, my portraits are initiated from the ideas of children and then elaborated by me. I had an interesting conversation with my daughter one day because she just loves dinosaurs. She actually plays with her dinosaurs in her Barbie house, dressed up in doll clothes. So I wanted to know all the details about her dinosaurs, and if they were real, what she might want to do with them. It was her dream to own a pet T-Rex named Rita, who had long, sparkly purple hair that she could brush, because having purple hair would just be the coolest thing in the world.
If you could have any pet in the world, what would you want?
A T-Rex.
A T-Rex? What would you want to do with the T-Rex?
Brush her sparkly hair.
Really? What color would her hair be?
Purple.
Purple? Do you want purple hair too?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's really cool. So, if you had a T-Rex with purple sparkly hair, what would her name be?
Rena.
I love it! That's what we'll do.
And there's the picture idea. Easy as pie. Children have such a vivid imagination, and using their ideas in their portrait will make it so much more special. Do you ever wake up after having the strangest dream and want to tell everyone about it? Sometimes these dreams can turn into portrait ideas with a little tweaking. One night, I had spent many hours before bed editing fairy portraits, and I ended up having the strangest dream. One of the fairies escaped from my portrait and was rowing away in a teacup using a spoon. The fairy had just gotten a new kitten, and she really wanted to play with it. I know I must have had too much coffee that night, but it turned into a pretty awesome fairy portrait. Now that you know about some places to look for inspiration without looking at anyone else's photography, the most important thing to do is to get a notebook, or 12. Carry it with you wherever you go. Write down all your ideas as they pop into your mind. Ideas may come to you at the strangest times. Believe me, you never know when you might see your kitten yawn and think, oh my, that would make the most awesome rock star kitty portrait. You won't want to forget that one. If you keep a notebook of all your ideas as they pop up, you will never be stuck again. Try it. I guarantee it will make you feel more confident and happy. Just remember, it's important to make portraits that come from your imagination so that you will feel proud about each and every one of them. Create portraits that set you apart from other photographers in the world. Don't be afraid to try something new and exciting. Being different is what makes you a great artist.